Welcome to episode 8 of Walking the Walk. The energy, or lack of, at the minute, and some of the hunger side of things as well. They're fucking brute, innit? That's not fucking edible. It's an absolute baby portion of food, I'm not gonna lie. You kind of have to go through that for a couple of weeks. And you're gonna go on top of the salad, which I'll show you next. Welcome to episode 8 of Walking the Walk, and today I thought it'd be cool to go through some of the meals that I'm having at the moment. Obviously we're pushing the letter now, we're moving into the last few weeks before the actual shoot, so calories are pretty low. So I thought it'd be cool to show, some of the foods that I'm having, how I manage, some of the fatigue that I'm feeling and the energy, or lack of, at the minute, and some of the hunger side of things as well. There's a few tools that I'm currently utilising to help me get through that. So that, and as well as some of my meals today, I think it's going to be cool to document. Part of my morning routine is making sure that I get really hydrated, because I think again, when calories are really low, first and foremost, that's so important. So what I'm currently doing at the minute is I have a big flask of green tea made up first thing in the morning, and I'll probably fill that up twice now throughout the day. I'm also sipping on aminos across the day just to help out. First of all, it tastes really good, so that helps, but again, obviously with calories being low, there's more danger of losing muscle within this phase, so just sipping on some aminos across the day is going to limit the chance of having that happening, basically. Now, one drink that I do start off with at the start of the day, which has been massively helpful, is this little elixir, I like to call it here. So it's around 5 to 7 grams of psyllium husk, which is basically fibre. Half a squeezed lemon, and then 3 grams of Himalayan salt. So I mix that up, get that down with about 500 mils of water, and that basically sets me up for the start of the day. So just going into meal 1 now. It's an absolute baby portion of food, I'm not gonna lie. So we just got a scoop of whey protein, 30 grams. Everything's weighed out at the minute. We don't want to leave any margin of error, so I'm weighing everything out. So 30 grams of whey isolate. This is a great brand, by the way, this one. I'm a massive fan of this, tastes really good, mixes really well. It's USN Blue Lab whey. Mix that in with a bit of water. So always make this into like a bit of a paste, because we're gonna add some berries and some husk to it. So it's just basically high protein, this meal, very few carbs, and a little bit of fibre more than anything. So today's location is going to be Atlas Gym in Milton Keynes. Not too sure what we're going to be attacking as yet. I need to look at the logbook to see which session is up, but it's always a good session here, one of the best gyms in Milton Keynes, so looking forward to it. Just got my top set out the way, so we're working with 60s at the minute. I've spoken previously about maintaining your lifts, your lows and your reps with those top lifts, especially as you get into the deeper stages of the fat loss phase. So having said, I've got another 8 reps out of that, so onto the back off set now. just into my second exercise now, going with a weighted pull-up. I was mentioning earlier about the fact that, you know, in the latter stages of a diet, you feel really flat. I'm not really getting great pumps in the gym at the minute, but you kind of have to go through that for a couple of weeks to really sort of accelerate fat loss. You're not going to have great pumps at the back end of a fat loss phase. There's just not enough nutrients in your body, there's not enough carbs and glycogen in your muscle tissue. But it needs to happen over these next couple of weeks to really push fat loss. To come out the other end and see the benefits, you know, come shoot day. So excited for that. We're just going to move into a standing calf raise next. I think potentially calves are probably something that people just sort of like forget about, and much like muscle parts that you don't enjoy training, you usually throw those towards the end of the workout. You don't prioritize them, therefore they never grow, they never get stronger. So actually placing your weaker body parts at the start of your session could be advantageous if you're looking to develop them. So we're throwing in calves fairly early on in the workout to prioritise them a little bit more. So we just got back from training over at Atlas. It was a wicked session. It's always a good session on the Tuesday. I've got my man Nikhil behind the camera, so that gives me a bit of a G up. Also checking with my coach, so it's like quite a big day for me. And it always gives me a bit of energy for the day, and we always have a really good workout. So today was no different. So just been for a little food shop at Waitrose. I've got in the post-workout meal now. It's basically a load of veg, a load of salad and some protein, I'll be honest. I've also had feedback from coach as well, and we're looking to obviously push this next week. So carbohydrates are going to be driven really low. We're going to up fats a little bit just because we're sort of mindful of the fact that fats have been really low for a fair while now. So we're gonna switch that ratio. We're going to go slightly higher fat, much lower carb, and a little bit lower calorie for this next week. And then the ideology is we're going to then raise things up and then almost, you know, peak into the shoe. So that's the game plan. So as I was saying, this meal is basically a whole lot of veg and some chicken we're going to be having with this post-workout meal. So I've got some cauliflower here, and this is actually going to be split up between this meal and my next meal in actual fact. So we're going to do around 200 grams of cauliflower here. I actually forgot to get a fresh cauliflower, so we've literally just got the root and the head of it, but hey, it's still edible, right? So we'll go with it. So I'm going to do about 200 grams of this. It's fucking root in it. That's not fucking edible. So next up we've got some extra veggies. So we've got some green beans and some asparagus. I'm going to do around 200 grams of that. So far, food volume of this meal is pretty good. So we've got sort of 200 grams of cauliflower, 200 grams of, 100 grams of asparagus, 100 grams of green beans. So already that's 400 grams of roughage basically. And it just gives you the feeling of fullness, which is so important at this sort of stage. So, and obviously a load of nutrients in veggies as well, right? So continuing on, more food volume. We're gonna go with a little bit of mushroom now. Got some fry light here, cook that with. Obviously all these food sources are very, very low in calorie, very low in carbohydrate, but a decent amount of fiber, which is again helpful for satiety when you're in a diet phase. So do around 75 grams of mushrooms here. And what I do is I fry these off, and these are gonna go on top of the salad, which I'll show you next. So not only do we go with veggies with my sort of main meals at the minute, but we also throw in some salad, which again is just going to be helpful for just to add a bit of substance to the meal, you know. Just gives me something to, just not really many calories in it, just gives me something a little bit extra, right? So we're already at around 500 grams worth of veggies here. We're going to add around another 200 grams of salad. Once we've added in the chicken, which is about 130 grams, you're almost close to a kilogram's worth of food within this meal. But the calories are very, very low. You're still only looking at maybe, well, we'll get a screenshot up, but it's probably, you know, not far off 350 to 400 calories for this entire meal. So here is something that I prepared earlier. So we've got some chicken breast that would have been made, well obviously I had made from a previous food prep. This comes straight from the freezer, so I actually just, what I'll do now is I'll defrost it in the microwave, then put it on a cook, and then I'll add that to the meal basically, and that'll be the meal complete. So whilst that's cooking and doing its thing, I'm going to talk you through the rest of the meals that I'm going to be having for today. Target calories, just to confirm, is around 1650 to 1700 for this day in particular. The average calories for the week, for this week moving forward, is going to be around 1700, 1750, which is going to be my lowest target as yet. So we're really pushing this next week. So we'll see how close we can get to that. There's a bit of margin of error in it. We'll see how close we can get to that. So meal 3 is basically going to be exactly the same as meal 2, which I've just taken you through. The only difference is we exchange the 175 grams raw weight chicken for the same weight in lean mince. It's literally the only difference there. Moving into meal 4, I have some Fage yogurt, some total Fage yogurt. It's 175 grams with around 125 grams of berries, bit of cinnamon, bit of sugar-free jelly. Bob's your uncle. Meal 4. Meal 5 is basically some more chicken. I have another sort of 175 grams of chicken breast, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of salad, and that's that. And then the final meal is basically very similar to breakfast. The only difference is I have been adding a little bit of oats but actually just having my check-in feedback from coach, we're actually looking to push calories, obviously a little bit lower moving forward, so actually we're going to have to take oats out of the last meal, which I'm pretty sad about, but hey, it's only for a week. So final meal, I am going to have the oats today, but from tomorrow it's going to be whey protein, berries, bit of cinnamon, and that's it. So taking you through my whole day of eating, I hope you found that somewhat valuable or interesting. And I thought it'd just be cool to let you know what I'm maybe doing for the rest of the day. And it's basically going to be a bit more of a chilled one now. Tuesdays, invariably a day where I do a lot of the footage for this, for the check-in day. Obviously you get the man to kill, check in with my coach, you've seen the rest of the stuff. So it's going to be about downtime now. I'll stick a bit of Netflix on, I'll get my meals in. And I'm thinking of treating myself to a bath tonight. Because yeah, it's been a tough day. Obviously we are pushing things, so the evening is generally where I get to have a bit of downtime and do the usual stuff, you know, head down, chill out a little bit, and then try and get a good evening routine going as well. So I'm really trying to double down on sleep at the moment, get myself into good sleep routines. Obviously that's going to really help with recovery. So nothing too crazy, guys. I don't, you know, paint the town red or anything. It's literally just a bit of downtime. And yeah,